So March Madness is back. And when I say March Madness, I'm talking about the EA Sports March Madness basketball games that we knew from back in the day. It's been quite a while since they released the last one. I want to say it was 2010 or 2011 that the last one came out. But they have made an official announcement that they're bringing the video game back via their X or Twitter page. So the game they're planning to release. They're planning to release it in 2028. Now, these video games leaked, the discussions leaked like late last year, early this year, that they could possibly bring the game back. They were in discussion, especially after the recent success of the EA Sports college football games. So this is very exciting news, especially for the college sports fans and gaming fans in particular, because now we have more parity in the college sports world when it comes to video gaming. Now, back in the day, there were the 2K sports, and then there were EA sports, both released college games. They even released college baseball games, which are non-existent now. There's just the MLB games, so there's not a lot of parity there either. So it's very exciting. So maybe if the success of this college basketball game comes in hand, we will see more games in the sports world from other sports as well. Of course, there's talks about how the college basketball games didn't sell well, so that's why they disappeared and they went away. But I think with the recent success of the college football games, I believe there will be a lot of support from college gamers, gamers all around that like sports and be able to play different games because we've been worn out with the NBA 2Ks and the Madden. So it's nice to get a variety or different options of other things that we can see in the gaming world. So and I used to always love playing the March Madness games because I was a big college basketball fan before I was an NBA fan. So you used to, create these players that were at these lower graded schools or lower rated schools and try to make the NCAA tournament. It was very exciting for me. So I'm excited to see that again. But unfortunately, according to Sports Illustrated, they are projected to release this game around 2028. So it'll be quite a while of a wait. So maybe over a little bit over 2.5 years that we have to wait for this game. Um, so we'll keep an update on it and see where it goes. But there are a couple of issues I was thinking about the game that issues that weren't around back when they released their last rendition or iteration of the March Madness video game. One of the issues will be payments for players. We know the NIL is a thing now, and college players are making money. So how are they going to divvy all this money up between so many players? And I know you're thinking there are only 12 to 15 players on the basketball team, opposed to a football team, which we know can hold around 85 or so. But they're going to figure out all of those schools. And one of the bigger announcements that they made is that they're going to integrate the women's basketball game into the game as well. So there's going to be a lot of college women's basketball teams, which, if anybody knows me, that's my favorite part of college basketball is the women's game because it's growing and it's more exciting right now. And they're going to actually incorporate those women's basketball teams into the game as well. So that's going to be interesting, but there's going to be a lot of players to pay. I know college football, they paid each player, I want to say $600 on the first college football 25. And then on college football 26, they increased it from 1,500 just to show you the growth and maturation of their development of the games has went. Um, we'll see what happens with the college basketball system, but they're going to find out how to compensate these players. And we know the lawsuit that prevented college games from coming out was from through the O'Bannon brothers. And it was because of their likeness in the college basketball March Madness game, and they felt like they weren't compensated, or they alleged they weren't compensated for it. So that's why the college gaming, sports gaming went away all the way together because of the lawsuit from the O'Bannon brothers. So they're gonna have to figure out a way to pay all these players, and there probably won't be any legendary players like it used to be back in the day. They used to add, even though they didn't have their name. But if you had number 13 from San Francisco, we knew, or number 5 from San Francisco, I believe, we knew that was Bill Russell and so forth. So they're gonna have to figure that one out. But they have a lot of time to figure it out because they still have the over 2.5 years. Another thing that I was thinking about with the games is just they're gonna just start from scratch. So a lot of it's not like Madden series where they can just build upon what they already had. They're going to start from scratch. There's going to have to be a lot of different things, variables that they're going to consider when they're making this game. And, with the new gaming and things like that, they're going to have to figure out, the advertising and all of the smaller details, like college football did, the smaller nicks and the jerseys and all the different things. And then a lot of turnover too, as well. The turnover is even higher than it used to be back in the day. These players now are leaving at 18 and, at the latest 19 years old trying to go to the league because the younger you are, the more attractive you are to these NBA teams. So there's going to be a lot of turnover. So from game to game, there's going to be a lot of turnover for players. And they said they were going to use the names of the players opposed to back in the day when they just used the jersey numbers. So it's going to be a lot of data they have to input, a lot of different things with the just the nuances of the game today that they'll have to figure out. But I believe they'll figure it out. They have a lot of time. So but we do need these games to compete with the Fight Nights. I mean, to compete with the Maddens and the EA Sports gamings, the Maddens and the NBA 2K series because they haven't been pushed lately. They've been pretty stagnant until college football came out, and then they started making these changes. So we're definitely going to need these changes to come out just so we can keep some competitive fervor from these games and put pressure on them to make better games every year and not just make the same game with just different players. And hopefully we'll see games like Fight Night come back and NFL 2K as well because we miss those games and we need more gaming, especially for the sports world. The sports gamers don't have enough gaming varieties anymore. It's mostly RPG games and all this story mode type games. They're not making a lot of games for the sports heads that still likes to do sports gaming. So but like I said, it's before, I'll keep an eye on this and we'll keep track of it. Thank you.